Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Today we'll be talking with Barbara Patterson about how students can get involved here on campus, and as Director of Student Involvement, obviously this is something that you know a thing or two about.
Absolutely. In fact, our whole office is passionate about getting students involved. We just are at the end of Welcome Week, where we've had a lot of activities going on that will to help encourage students to get involved in something on campus. So many of our campus organizations, and even like the city of Troy got involved last Friday night, had the Taste of Troy, where many of our students went down to downtown Troy just to learn about downtown Troy and meet the vendors. So we've had lots of activities going on.
And how important is it for there to be that variety of activities right there off the bat to get maybe even some of the more shy students or the more reluctant students to get involved to take part?
Well, one thing we know that is so important for a student to get connected to the university. We know when a student gets connected to the university in some small way, that leads to great success at the university. And the reason for so many diverse events is because we know not everything appeals to everybody. There are certain students who come to campus and their spiritual life is very important to them, and meeting our campus religious organizations may be just absolutely paramount. There are students who in high school were dedicated to community service, and they want to continue that here at Troy, and for them to be able to look at organizations such as Circle K, Habitat for Humanity, working with animal rescue. There's just so many ways to get involved with community service. So we know that we want to meet students' needs at as many different areas as we possibly can.
And one of the things there is finding your niche and finding that organization. And even though there's a lot of things that have already happened on campus, there's still meetings and organizationals that are going on for the next few weeks that students, and I know you said this a lot of times it's just a matter of having the guts just to walk in the door.
Walk in the door, absolutely. And that's one of the things, not every student organization is able to participate in Welcome Week activities. They're just not up and running at that point in time. So within the next month, many organizations will have their first meetings, and they'll be advertising them, of course, through social media and through the bulletin boards. And we want students to pay attention to what's going on in social media, pay attention to what's on the bulletin boards, and say, hey, you know, I'm really interested in Ultimate Frisbee. I'm showing up at the quad at 5 o'clock on Friday, and I'm just going to join in. And it's just about walking in that door that first time, and most student organizations are so happy to have you there, and just starting.
And let's talk a little about the general interest to the more specific interests, because obviously there are plenty of opportunities for general interest type groups, but then around campus there's a lot of things that cater to specific interests, and there's an opportunity for students to find something that fits their particular niche, especially when it comes to curriculum and majors.
Exactly. Well, one of the things, almost every major on campus has an organization associated with it, and sometimes sophomores and juniors have not yet found their niche. And by that time, most of them have decided, hey, you know, I think journalism is going to be my major. Oh, I think biology is going to be my major. They have an idea. Well, this is that time that they should think, okay, now I'm going to get involved in the organization that has to do with my major. It's a great way for them to get to know their faculty outside the classroom. It's a great way to, many of the departmental and professional organizations host employers and to meet employers, hear about what they're looking for in a potential employee. And lots of times they take field trips to to local businesses or to businesses, you know, within the state. And so those are really absolutely outstanding ways to not only find something that they're really interested in, but also further their career.
Further career. Now, if anyone needs information about all these groups, they can come see you.
Absolutely.
Let the students out there know where they can find you and take advantage of this. So.
Absolutely. We are in the Trojan Center, room 215, and I say it's the big red wall that says Trojan Pride on it. And we love students to just drop by, tell us a little bit about themselves, and for us to say, hey, here's some things you can try. Why don't you take that first step?
Well, here's hoping some students take that first step and come see you guys for a little bit of help. Thanks for joining us here today. So
you're welcome.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk.